Hello, I'm Anthony the Web Nerd. Today we're going to be talking about Shopify and branding for Shopify. Typically, when working with a client, I want to go through all their branding stuff and figure out who they are. Usually, I've been working with mid level companies and some big companies, and we don't really have the time to go through a whole branding exercise. So, this is kind of just the basics on what most graphic designers will ask you for, or most graphic designers will work with a big brand ask for. Usually these branding exercises take a day or two with the company, going over the stakes, going over who the customers are, who going over the culture, going over the voice, going over the benefits and their value. But again, we only have around, I'm going to try to make this video around 10 minutes long, and it's going to be very valuable on coming up with a good game plan on your Shopify store. A lot of the Shopify stores I see have no branding whatsoever. They kind of have what we call in the industry shiny object syndrome, which basically means that they find a bunch of objects that they like and that are very cheap and will want to try to make a high profit on them and do Facebook marketing for them, and they wonder why nobody is there. None of these sites are converting very well. Um, in the future, I'm going to be going over stuff that customers are doing right, uh, websites are doing right, because in my opinion, there's no such thing as a bad website, just a poorly executed website. And you'll keep on seeing that. I'm gonna get messages through for you guys. These videos are coming up right now after this talk. So what we're gonna go through is what you really need for your website is you need to go over your culture. What culture do you want your website to represent? What customers do you want? Do you want, and you can't just say that, oh, I just want a customer that has money. No, that's not going to work. We need like their age, where they live, how much money they make, who they're affiliated with, what's their Instagram look like, everything in between when you talk about customer and voice. What voice do you want your company to portray? What benefits does your products have compared to everything else? What value do you bring the your customer? Sorry. What is your X factor? X factor could be kind of anything, but what you really want to focus on is your culture, your customer, and what benefits. The voice doesn't really matter. It's just kind of like what you want to portray to your customers. It kind of comes down to more on the the statement value statement that you have. A lot of customers don't have value statements. So when a graphic designer gets the projects, this is kind of what they come up with. When a customer comes to them and says, "Oh, this is our culture, customers, and voice," and this is kind of what our interpretation is. Usually, the client will tell us what colors they like, and we come in and do this. And each one has a different type of customer. Obviously, this is more on the nature type of customer. This is more, the colors are more trusting, and this one is more like luxury. And notice how they're all the same type of colors. Notice, okay, so one of the biggest mistakes I see on Shopify is the text do not match. Usually you get text that are like three different types of text, and always the colors need to match in Shopify. And see how this text is more cursive, to the right. This one is more bold and earthy looking and cursive. These are the stuff that graphic designers really consider. A lot of times that when Shopify sites come up, they do not have this. You guys need a competitor analysis. What are your competitors doing? Who do you see that are making a lot of sales? And what are they doing that you're not doing? What are the examples are using for their inspiration? Competitors don't necessarily have to be the same product. It just has to be who you inspire to be, Example, I want to be Funko Pop. I want to be Funko. I want to be Mattel. What are your competitors doing? So this is a competitor analysis that I did for a taco website just real quick today. That's why it kind of took me forever to do the video. And you could see a lot of these websites are very poorly executed. They're not horrible. This one right here is not bad. And here's the colors that I kind of came up with myself. You can kind of see that they're more authentic colors for the culture. And they all kind of have the similar vibe with tacos, right? They're not they're this is a what a competitor analysis should look like, where you're kind of copying different things and different elements from what you really want to be. Like this right here, bam, all day long it's gonna look authentic. You're gonna people are gonna want to go to that website a ton more. It's gonna convert a lot more. So now we're gonna go to the tools that I use if you don't have Photoshop. Well, actually, first we're gonna go to what what a brand is. So a brand is like Nike, right? Obviously, Nike built up to this, but you can tell that they they're like screw the winter. We're gonna still make sure that you work out and no matter what. That's kind of the vibe that they're going for. I really don't want to say what they're going for. We're gonna keep that for another video. Waiting too long. So this is a Wayback Machine, and you can see that on it back in the day, 2014, they had a lot of different colors and different things, and a lot of their text was not great. Their bottles didn't uniform, and if you go today, everything matches. All the colors match, their imagery matches, and that's what I really want to focus on is or make you focus on is that you don't have to get here right away. It took them, 5 years from this, which is, kind of clunky, kind of all over the place, different colors, to more of a uniform, mostly uniform look. The text is good and things like that. So for the people that will be reaching out to me, I'm going to be making another video shortly. But mostly make sure you watch this video, comment on this video if you have any questions, and we'll be going over it. And again, this is one of the tools I use. I'm going to put it on the description below, and we'll go over how to use it. And this is an Instagram post. If you like what I had to say, if you have any questions, I've been getting bombed all day. It's been almost impossible to even make this video because I have like 40 unread messages and reaching out to people. Please donate to my Ko-Fi account. Any amount helps, so I can really focus on that. And we'll be going over mostly a full review on a couple websites, not totally, because obviously I can't talk to you unless we're messaging back and forth, and that's not going to be the most best way to do a YouTube video, I decided. So if you have any questions and if you want a full review, just donate to me and I will reach out to you directly. Obviously I'm gonna go over it with a fine-tooth comb the more you donate, just because I have more time. So please subscribe, comment, and reach out to me. Have a great day. Thank you for watching my channel.